Well, g'day, folks. Oh, yeah, you cooked me dinner. All right, I'll let you off this once. I'm Sean, and we are the Down Under Cruisers. Welcome aboard, folks. How we going? Yes, I'm traveling solo today. Please forgive me for traveling solo. I was running a bit behind schedule, but got everything organized. I just need to organize one thing right at this minute because it's not doing some very good stuff. Oh, magic. It's amazing what you can do with a bit of lighting. Well, first things first, let me go into the chat, say g'day to a couple people. Biday Larry, how you going, buddy? Nice to have you on board. We've got Lorraine from Traveling with Special Abilities. G'day, Cruisers. G'day, Lorraine, how you going? Nice live earlier on. Jessica, how are you? It's been ages, Jess. Loved your videos that you've had coming up over the past week or so. Couple of people saying g'day to each other. All right, let's get stuck in. Well, it's been a busy week. Don't know about you guys, but the news is hot on the road. A lot of things happening. Biday, Fairy Dust, Bernay, how you going fighting your sleep? Why are you fighting sleep? Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Or you can listen to me, and because I'm boring, you'll go to sleep anyway. G'day, Gov. How you going? Okay. How many of you, let me ask the question, how many of you are sick of that Voldemort word, Omicron? I mean, seriously, how many of you are sick and tired of it? I know I'm one. Jess is saying she's doing great. She's in St. Augustine. In F1, Mike's driving or he say hi. Oh, Mike is driving, and otherwise he would say hi. Well, okay. G'day, Mike. How you doing? Okay. So a couple of people again saying g'day. They're in Fort Myers saying g'day. Good on you. Thank you for that, Florida. Okay. So basically, we've had some interesting news come through that the Voldemort disease has made it into Sydney. There is Omicron there. But the interesting thing is, anybody who is now suffering from this dreaded lurgy, actually, and those that are vaccinated are generally not feeling any symptoms. So they're all asymptomatic. Those that are ending up in ICU are those that are not vaccinated. So now we're in a fortunate situation in Australia that 92% of the entire population are vaccinated. So everybody's in a good place. We tend to have a lot less going on in our hospitals and so forth. Okay, let me just have a look. Let me see. Now, Larry is going crazy. He's saying something about, pick me. I don't know why we're picking Larry, but anyway, did he want to come over to Sydney or whatever? I don't know. Let's see. Bernay is saying St. Augustine. I'll be in Florida for Christmas. Oh, Bernay's going to be in Florida for Christmas. Rob, I'm remaining silent on the matter. Too much unclear information about it. Mate, with all due respect, the only unclarity that's going on right now is called the media. The medical fraternity, of which my brother-in-law is one, and a couple of other doctors out there are saying it's a real fizzer, to be quite honest. Dave, g'day, buddy. How you going? You saw Larry today? Oh, you must have been on Papa Mozo's live or something. Well, that's cool. Glad you saw him. Larry thought he would teach Dave the same. Biday. Yeah, biday, Dave. Oh, well. Jessica's saying to Fairy Dust having a good old giggle, so they're having a good chat there. Isn't that awesome? I love it when people chat together. All right. So the news is simply that everything's progressing as it was. We have been held back by about a month or two for our great opening, but other than that, we're everything's a goer. Dave is saying to Larry that the microwave is the microwave, mate. Okay, Dave's microwave is a sanctuary for him because the hills hoist just occasionally goes out of zoning and syncing. You know, it doesn't sync with the satellites properly. So anyway, sorry, Dave. I'm just notifying people of how the signal on your hills hoist doesn't perform properly. Jessica is saying that it was 24 in Florida today. It was 84 in Florida today. Okay, let's talk real. 88,765. So it was 25 degrees. That's nice. That's a nice day. Pleasant day. Um, um, don't understand that one. Fairy dust is no longer 2 nickels. Are you four? Anyway, Dave, I didn't want to mention the plant. Some people might think you're smoking it or something. You know, I was just going to do the right thing. Um, and Larry is saying Johnny Five, whatever that means. There are people having secret discussions going on in the background here. So, at any rate, we're still good to go. We are on the aircraft on the fifth. Sorry, on the 29th of September. We're flying into Fort Myers. That's still going to be going ahead. And then we're going to be spending some time in Fort Myers, so that's cool. We aim to get to Miami by the 14th of October, which Larry has organized a hotel for us. I believe it is the Hilton Gardens in Airport West. I believe that's what it's called. So it's a reasonable hotel for us all, and so we will be able to have our pre cruise venue there, and some of us will spend the night there. So those that are coming in for the pre cruise venue, we would love you to join us. That would be awesome. We'd like to meet the faces behind the names and so forth. Come in, have a look, have a visit with us, and the good news is once we've all been partying, we can then get into bed, and the next day we'll be freighted off to the cruise port where we will already be recovering from the night before. Dave is saying that it was 25 in Sydney today as well. Oh, that's inches of rain. Sorry. Oh, so you did backstroke, did you? Did you come fifth in the race? G'day, cruising scene. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. 3 a.m. where you are. Just popped in to say hi. Now, who's that? Gary, or is it? You'll tell me who you are, which one of the two you are. But lovely to have you on board. It's great to see you here. Rob is saying that Johnny Five is alive. Awesome. Everyone is talking in code. Lorraine, it's a 10-4 on the good buddy with 5, 6, 7, 8, and be careful. You never know what might happen. Jessica's wishing Bernays a happy 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Bernays. Happy 21st. The key will be waiting for you just around the corner. I hope you have a lovely day today, an awesome one. Now I got you. The movie Short Circuit. That's good. You should show that one to an electrician. Short Circuit. Yeah, okay. Bernays saying to Rob, getting that one on board. Dave is saying Sean and Ilana flying like demented ducks on Red Bull. Mate, I don't want my bulls red. They've got to be pink or something else. But I'm not having Red Bulls. Oh, you mean Bulls, not sorry, Dave. I misread that one. Sorry, buddy. Larry is saying C, not code. Rob knows. Yeah, Rob knows everything. That's why we call him the governor. Lorraine's having a giggle at Dave. Thank you for that, Sharon. It's nice to have you on board. Awesome to have you join us. And please, even if you're here for 5 minutes today, that's fine. But pop in on the weekend, and we'll certainly have more of a chat. I'm so looking forward to meeting you guys on the cruise. It will be absolutely awesome to spend time to get to meet new people. This method is awesome, but there are times when this screen becomes a bit of a barrier to actually meeting. It opens the doors, but once it's open, let's walk through it. Larry is saying hi, Sharon and Gary. Well, it's actually just Sharon at the moment. Dave is saying once we all get into bed and can meet the next morning. Sorry, I didn't book now. Yeah, what? You'll book the next one, mate. We've got you in the next one. Don't you worry. Larry is saying it's 1:11 there, so that's okay. It's 2012, 8:12 here. So, and Jessica's saying it's 4:11 where she is. Jessica, what are you doing out of bed? Anyway, so we're going to be having an absolute ball on this cruise of ours. We're going to be meeting up with lots of interesting people. We're going to be meeting up with young Mr. Kenneth Oakes, who I believe should be here, but I bet you he's gone to sleep. And there is no way known we're going to wake him up, because I wouldn't want to anyway. Dave is saying 8, 12, and 24 hours plus here. 8, 12, and 24 hours. It is Wednesday, not Thursday or Tuesday. I'll understand that a little later. Anyway, so as we're going, the news is we will be spending time at that hotel having our party, and then the next day we will be all meeting up at the cruise port. Now, one of the things that we've found, Kenny is actually getting himself to Miami. He's being assisted by Troy Stansel, I beg your pardon. Troy, mate, if you're listening in the background and not chatting in, that's fine. But, mate, really appreciate the effort you're putting in to do that for Kenny. At any rate, Kenny's coming in, and he will then spend the night meeting everybody. And then that night, the next morning, we'll all be on the cruise together. Coming back, when the cruise comes back, I believe Lorraine has taken Kenny in tow, and young Kenneth will be visiting the Disney World, I believe it is, and spending a couple of weeks there. And boy, will the taste tests come thick and fast, especially considering he's going onto the cruise first up, and then after that into and then coming into Disney World. Now, Jessica makes a very, very important statement here. She can't sleep with Mike driving. Mike, I've got a question for you. Are you driving that badly that she's got to stay awake? Or is she just there for moral support? Lorraine, it's 3:13 in Texas. I thought the sun always shines in Texas. Larry is saying that the boss is there. Bedtime now. All new information in Facebook group. He has just recently updated the post, so please all check out the post. Thank you, Larry. Tell Her Majesty Ananda the Great that we thank her for allowing you to spend a few moments with us. I won't say anything else, but hey, that's good. Dave is saying this is reality, talking about a cruise you're doing. Love it. Yeah, mate, it is a cruise we're doing. Um, um, Sharon, yes, this is Kenny's first cruise. In fact, it's the first time Kenny will be seeing the ocean. It's the first time Kenny will be on an aeroplane. Actually, no, I think he's doing an aeroplane before. But it's basically a whole bucket load of firsts that are coming out there. So that'll be awesome. Well, Najuma, how are you this morning, my fine young lady? How are you today? Nice to see you on board. Larry is saying if you have any questions, please contact him through Messenger. Yes, folks, Larry is organizing the hotel for us for that pre-cruise night. So Najuma, Lorraine, anybody who's going cruising scene, Sharon, give Larry a tinkle on his Facebook Messenger, and please organize yourself a booking. I'll certainly be doing that with Larry too. So just if you don't mind, that would be great. Just get in touch with young Larry. Sharon, you guys are in Texas as well. That's awesome. People saying good day to each other. Dave is just making mention that there are 9 watching and 6 likes. In other words, folks, slam those thumbs up. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget, hit that red button on the bottom right, turn it gray, and there are bells there as well. Hit the bell so that every time we come up, you guys will see us. So we look forward to actually having you guys on board watching our channel. Larry is saying good night. So good night, buddy. I will catch up with you tomorrow on tomorrow your time on Facebook Messenger. We need to have a bit of a discussion, we do, about our booking. So that's going to be great. Bernay is saying, I hear you. I like to drive with the semi-trucks for night vision. With them, as in them or at them. Everybody's saying goodnight to Larry, which is awesome. We just want to make sure that Larry, I'll actually kick him out and remove his administrator rights, whatever, just to make sure that he does go to bed. Ananda, you'll be fine. Okay, that was a joke. I'm sorry. Larry is one of my moderators, and I appreciate everything he does in terms of the moderator. So there we go. Okay, so while we got you folks on, there are a couple who are not used to it. So what I'm going to do is just let you know exactly what cruise it is that we are going on. Here we go. My goodness me. Oh, wow. That music just gets to me every time. And also looking at the fun and merriment. I can just see Kenny going there. Today we're going to be taste testing whatever it is. And on a scale of 1 to 10, this is definitely a 10. I highly recommend you try these. Okay. Sharon's giving it all a thumbs up, so that's awesome. We've got, let me see, what else have we got? Bernay is saying she wishes she had a license to drive a semi 18 wheeler, but she's talking about night driving with the trucks in front of her for her vision. Yep. No, I don't wish I had a license for an 18 wheeler. Man, those guys put up with a bucket load of whatever. Let me just tell you. Oh, there we go. There's the night vision. Yep, no. You have silly people who cut in front of you, and then you've got to slam on the anchors with 5.5 million tons behind you, pushing your vehicle straight into the back of the idiot who couldn't even think about it. Rob is making a very valid point there. You only need a license when you get caught. When are you planning on getting caught, bud? You might like to know what it's like on the other side. I mean, you guys have been pushing us all along, so let me out of here. Let me out of here. All right. Stop that. Okay, so, there we go. Dave is saying sounds like in Coles with trolleys. That's correct, buddy. But then the people the other side of the pond don't even know what trolleys are. We've got to educate them. Got to educate them. Okay, so on the good side, everything is booked, everything's in place. We're on that cruise as of today. The only thing we need to organise now is basically travel insurance, and then by the time the cruise comes up, we should have a couple buckets of dollars in the place there, and we'll be fine. Dave, are you talking about trolls? Are you really talking about trolls right now? Trolleys, a group of trolls. I like that. That kind of puts things into place. That's sort of like the Hills Hoist mixed with the curling iron. We've got Rob on the road saying trolleys, proof that 1 in 4 wheels can have a mind of its own. Yeah, it's a new meaning to the chip. You know, ka-choom, 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 as it goes along the floor. Okay, so the next step is, okay, let's see. Dave is saying, Sean, when are you going on holiday? Starts January 1st as this year Countdown Deluxe. Actually, so now what we've got happening now, just a sec, Dave. I've got to get to my trusty countdowner. Oops, wrong button. My trusty countdowner tells me that, hang on, I'll get to it. It's coming up over here. It's saying that we have got 311 days to the cruise. Hang on. Let's get this right. 295 days left before we actually get onto the plane. 311 days left before the cruise goes, and 323 days before we take off to come home. But we know that in a little under 11 days we've got Christmas happening, and then in 19 days we've got that New Year's thing happening. So there we go. That's the countdown. I mean, guys, it's already there. It's on my phone. It's already set in place. The countdown is happening. What can I say? Dave is saying 295 days. How awesome will you be? Happy to be alive and remember what you're going for. Mate, while we jest right now, I don't think you folks realize just what. I mean, Dave, you may have an inkling, but well, there you do. You do have an inkling, 303. But for us, it's been 400 days. No, it's been nearly 1,400 days since we last had our last cruise. Um, so for us, oh, it. You know what? It's just awesome. We're just so looking forward to it. And Rob, let me just say, you made this comment here: 295 days or 295 more new chances for the government to screw us over. The only government that would be screwing us over is your mob, right? Because you are the gov. Dave says he has a huge inkling. We aren't going and we aren't going and are as happy for you as if it was us. Mate, we know, both Ilana and I know, and our gratitude to you is unbelievable, trust me. But like I say, you may have an inkling, but at the end of the day, um, 1,400 days is certainly definitely a long time to have gone between drinks, especially when you love to be on the water. You know, I love cruising, just like the rest of us. Um, Let me just have a look. Because there was something I wanted to actually check as to confirm the number of days that we had actually not cruised since our last cruise. Let me just have a quick squizzy and get to, there we go. The last cruise was on the Sun Princess. I was correct. 1,394 days since our last cruise. So, Dave is saying, mate, all about living life and enjoying it, buddy. And like I said, we really appreciated it. Dave has, as a mate, excuse me, as a mate who has suffered as much as we have through the lockdown, been hit hard with his business and so forth, I will say to you that I appreciate having him around and having all his experiences that he has had with all the cruising that he and his lovely wife Sue have done. So we appreciate being in their under their wing, so to speak. Dave is saying that just checked, ours was on the Endeavour. That was your last cruise, mate. How long ago was your last cruise? That I love seeing when it was. Bernay is saying Rob is from the UK, not from the US. You are right. He is from the UK, and he is our governor. The UK seems to think that they still own Australia, but they don't. We're an independent country. And I'll call him governor every time because that's what he thinks. He's the governor. Rob knows I love him. He's an interesting guy. Wilma Flintstone was the cruise director. Oh, that long ago. Yep. That long ago. Benay, in case you're interested, Rob is actually stirring both Donovan and myself as we go through, because there's some plans that we're making, and so folks, you'll find it very interesting when it all does come to. Dave is saying to ask Rob, how's the Pommy cricket team going? Yes, well, how is that Pommy cricket team going? Rob, governor. Okay, so for us, Sharon, thank you very much for spending time with us today, and we shall catch up with you on the weekend. Please send our regards to Gary, and you guys have a fantastic night's sleep. Take care. Okay, so all right. Rob is saying cricket You mean getting hammered in a park while some idiots run around in the heat? Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. And actually, interestingly enough, the fifth test has been removed from Western Australia, which is an interesting one because the Western Australians, of course, they run a country on their own. I shouldn't be talking politics. I might get shut down. You never know. Dave is saying, well, they got hammered, but it wasn't that hot. That's right, they got hammered. Regardless, they got hammered. All right. Let's see if this wakes him up. I want to see if this young man comes on board and joins us. This is Kenny's favorite song. Let's get it going.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul, and floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach? One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, cruising. Helping hands are cruising, making your dream a reality.
Yes, well, Dave makes a comment here. Kenny is probably watching the webcam from a Siberian supermarket. He's a legend, never sleeps. Truth be known, Dave, Kenny got the booster shot yesterday. Not only did he get the booster, but he also got the flu shot simultaneously. And once he was done, he actually wasn't feeling very well last night, his time. And so he actually had a very decent sleep and is certainly looking way better and feeling way better than he was earlier on. So the good news is he's triple vaxxed. He's got the triple bogey. And also he's got the flu shot. So his suggestion is never do the flu shot and the booster together. Do one and then wait a couple of weeks and do the other. Dave is saying get better, Kenny. Onwards and upwards, buddy. Yep, very true. And that's what we are saying to him as well. I don't think Kenny realized just how many friends he's got when he said, I don't feel very well. And everybody went, oh, rush onto him. So Kenny is a bit overwhelmed, I think. Certainly very deserving young man he is. Well, there's a stranger from a way back. G'day, Arthur. How you going, buddy? Mate, I'm going to say it publicly. Thank you for that Christmas card you sent us. It's not a custom of ours to send, but I wanted to thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for that card. It was an awesome gesture. Lorraine is saying that Kenny is definitely resting. So on a scale of 1 to 10, he's resting. He's definitely resting 10. Dave is asking Arthur, how is South Australia going? So Arthur, that would be a really great bit of feedback if you could let us know how you guys are doing in the good old SA. Um, you guys have had it a bit rough with border closures and so forth. So, are you getting any of the dreaded lurgy, or you guys have managed to keep it out and kick it out? Um, okay, so the hotel is organised for the night before the cruise. The tickets are the tickets for the flight are set in concrete. The cruise tickets are set in concrete. So now all it is just for those of you that have not booked to come and join us on the cruise, and I think you'll have a very pleasant time. Arthur is saying, "You're very welcome. Our pleasure, mate. No, the pleasure is ours." And looking forward to hearing what you got to say about what's happening. Bernay is saying blessings to Kenny for his recovery. Absolutely. And Dave is making a very valid point here. We just need Aussie dollars to improve. Absolutely. Um, Dave, I was actually looking at exchange rates. I was talking with Larry the other day. We were talking about the Aussie dollar versus the Connect dollar versus the US dollar versus the South African rand. And then we had a look. So the Aussie dollar to the US dollar is $1 buys 71 Aussie cents. It buys about 69 or 70 New Zealand dollars, New Zealand cents. $1 buys, I think it's about 94 Canadian dollars. And then we looked at the South African rand, and the $1 buys 15 South African rand. So a couple of us have booked and organized for the um, for the chef's table when we were on the cruise, and I looked at the prices. So Aussie, it came out to, for the two of us, $177 or $240 actually. $240 by the time they took gratuities and the exchange rate and all that sort of stuff. South African rand was over 2,700 rand. My God, I'm just thinking, how do these South Africans do anything? It's just so damn expensive. Arthur is saying, yes, we have had the bug come in. However, the hoops you have to go through in order to travel is a joke. The state government of South Australia has moved the goalposts. They've made it hard to do things. Yeah, they keep moving goalposts. We noticed that about governments. Victoria, we're still on track. I mean, we're still open pretty much. You can travel backwards and forwards. It's actually easier to travel to the US, that's it, where those other guys are. I mean, that way, the US, than it is for us to travel to Perth. I mean, it's ridiculous. Dave is saying he cashed in 100 Aussie for US dollar and got a bill. Yeah, that's about right. He's also saying that traveling is easy from New South Wales and Victoria. Went to Victoria the other day. It's easy peasy. And it was an absolute pleasure spending time with you when you came down. No, I won't go there. It's just there's some afterthoughts that come about that visit that actually just blow the brains. But we won't talk about it. Ilana picking my food. We won't talk about it. Dave is saying Flight Centre CEO said the other day that their bookings are mostly overseas, not local, and that's not hard to understand, right? It's much better for us to actually. Well, First of all, nobody can get into Perth anyway. So let's go to let's go overseas. The other thing is we want to cruise. So there's no cruising going out of Australia. So the only place we can cruise is let's go over to the US. Let's go overseas. There's a few cruises going out of the Mediterranean. There's a few cruises going out of Singapore. There's a few cruises going out of the US. In fact, most of the US cruising ports are open for business. So they're doing cruises weekly, if not daily. There's a new cruise going out. I don't know about you guys. Some of us like to watch paint dry. And one of the channels that we look at that helps us watch paint dry is the Miami webcam, and we can watch the ships coming into Miami port. And every day there's at least 5 or 6 ships coming in from different cruise lines. So it's exciting. We're excited. We actually started getting excited when we put our dollar down. Arthur is saying if any come to South Australia, you'll have to do quarantining regardless of vax status. Well, that's pretty stupid. Dave is saying that USA is full steam ahead. Absolutely, it is. Lorraine is saying that the US cruises are almost back to normal, which we can say is absolutely truthful. Arthur is saying the borders are open, but they make it so hard to come. Well, that's stupid. Like I look at it this way. If you don't open up, you don't get any money coming in. If you don't get any money coming in, your state goes bankrupt. Very simply. I mean, what can I say? Dave is saying he went to South Australia for 2 days, seen all he needs to see. Yeah? Really? It's not that bad. Arthur's saying that I got that right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only thing that Adelaide is making now is wines. I was talking to one of my work suppliers. They make testing machines. And they were saying that the testing machines, for them right now, they are actually struggling because they've got orders. They're busy as they've got orders and everything is happening, but they can't get bits and pieces for their manufacture. So, for example, getting chips for their devices, they're struggling to get those. If half the stuff is sitting on a container on the water. Getting containers into the state, into the country, is proving to be difficult. They were talking about there is a shortage of containers right now. In actual fact, I can validate that. I was looking for a container that is what they call a Class C. It's got holes in it. It's not seaworthy. All it is good for whatever. And we can do training with that. And try to get that container is over $2,000 for a container that was worth maybe $500 or $600. Now we're looking at close to the $2,500 mark. I mean, give me a break. That is bloody ridiculous. It's just crazy. Dave is saying external delivery is fine, internal relocation the issue. Well, here's the thing. We placed an order for some items to come from the US and another item to come within Australia. The US items arrived and we're still waiting for the Australian home-based items. Can you believe that? I mean, that's crazy. That's nuts. So my question is, who's pulling the wool over whose eyes? Everybody's crying for people to come and work. If we've got an unemployment rate right now, I honestly believe that whoever's saying we've got an unemployment problem needs to have their head read or whatever, because trying to find people to do the job is nigh impossible. I know the posties are complaining, the retail industry are complaining, hospitality, Excuse me, folks. Been a long day. Hospitality and a few and all the every single industry has got a complaint. I mean, even in training, I've got issues. I cannot get good trainers. So it is all very interesting. Um, Dave is saying the joys of federation. Yeah, absolutely. And he's also saying his brother has the biggest security business in North Queensland, cannot get staff. Well, and that's it. Arthur is saying there's a shortage of timber. He knows many people are unable to finish their home extensions because of the timber shortages. I mean, this is crazy. Why have we got these shortages? Why have we got all these? It's about getting the staff. Why do we have staff issues? Well, that's another question. Now, interestingly enough, in Australia, it is mandated that we actually do have the vaccine. Well, the good news is, or bad news, whichever way you want to work it, I can't have anybody come into my training center. Anybody comes into my training room, if they are not fully vaccinated, I will actually get a $100,000 fine. I mean, that's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, folks, we need people to come in, we need people to work. So we need to do the training. We are living in exciting times. So all I can say is let's just get things happening. I mean, the world needs to come back to scratch. Lorraine is saying that they are the same in the US. But actually, we need the world to come back to scratch, get back to where we were. Because if we don't get back to scratch, we're not going to really have much of the enjoyment in life that we've had before. So what I'm saying to you folks is keep on booking those cruises, keep on going down to the local restaurant, keep on going down to your local supermarket, whatever, and giving them the business. Because the more they get the business, the more the money starts moving around. The more it moves around, the more we can travel. The more we can travel, the more enjoyment we get. That's all I can say for that. Dave has got to add that he went to the local club the other day. Door staff said, take off your mask. You're double vaxxed. We won't mandate enforcement. That's an interesting one. Won't mandate. Isn't that amazing? Lorraine is saying no one wants to work, inflation and the lumber shortage. Oh, that's interesting. So you've got exactly the same issues we've got here. Well, it's not us to fix it. We can attempt to, but it won't work. It won't work. Arthur is saying South Australia doesn't have a mandate, but certain venues and festivals are having a mandate. And yeah, the federal government hasn't said you will do. It's down to state governments. State governments are busy making their feelings known, and so it's all fun. Lorraine's agreeing. At the end of the day, folks, let's cruise. Let's cruise. Let's go on that cruise. Let's go down some pina coladas. Let's get a real Corona, the beer. Let's go and have fun in the sun, learning new cultures, meeting new people, and let's just have some real enjoyment. What can I say? It's all about the enjoyment. I hope you guys agree with that. What do we got? We've got Dave is saying, have to go, Mr. 49% of the dynamic duo. Buddy, will make sure I'm on deck Saturday and have a great rest of the week. One and all, great show as always. Buddy, you're giving me 49%? Am I that lucky? 49%? Jeez. Ilana only gave me 30%, if that. And then I was lucky. Lorraine's ready for the cruise. We've got Bernays saying cruises and RV life are being affected. Absolutely. Well, I don't know. The more people I talk to, more of them are doing the RV life because, who wants to buy a house these days? Oh, oh, thanks, Dave. He included GST, goods and services tax. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. If you wouldn't have done I would not have made the 49%. In fact, I don't even think I mean, I've punched way above my weight, really, by having that woman with me. Ilana is the best wife I've ever had. I can quite honestly say that. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be the man I am if it wasn't for her. So in case you don't know, I love her dearly. Anyway, enough about me and ranting. Who else has got a cruise coming up? And if you're a creator, hashtag create in the chat. If you're a supporter, hashtag support. And if you're anything else, hashtag anything else. Let's have a look. Who's who in the zoo? Who's what? Um, Dave is saying that she looks out for your dietary needs. Night, night. Mate, so true. You have a good night and tell Sue I miss her too. Um, Arthur agrees. Nicely said. Thank you, my friend. Yes, she is the better half. I am a very lucky person. Najuma is supporter number one. She is the only person I know that supports like you wouldn't believe. Really appreciate Najuma, let me tell you. Dave, clueless but happy, buddy. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're clueless. Lorraine is hashtag creator supporter. Arthur is a creator. Guys, if you want to see some great photography, go and have a look at Arthur's cruises. He's got some great stuff of South Australia, some awesome stuff there. So you really need to have a look. Rob on the road. Hashtag creator, hashtag supporter, hashtag the gov. Yeah, right, governor. All right, folks. Well, we're 7 minutes short of the hour. I'm actually getting a little bit on the tired side, so I'm actually going to pull the pin on this stream. I want to thank you all for coming on board, joining us. We are on countdown. We are currently sitting at day 312. Hang on, let me just get this right. Because if I get this right, then I'll be able to tell you exactly what the countdown is. So according to Cruise Shipmate, we've got 311 days to go. But if I go and I have a look at Carnival, I'm getting there. Give me a sec. I'm looking at the Carnival. There we go. No, that's the one. There we go. We're looking at the Carnival website. Carnival says we have 311 days, 6 hours, and 6 minutes to the cruise. Folks, I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. We shall catch you later. Nice to have you all on board. Thank you for coming, and we shall catch you on the weekend, on Friday night, on the other side of the pond, Saturday, our time, 2 p.m. Have a great day. Have a great week. Catch you all.